What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Garage 13. Today we'll be finally completing the install of the ARP head studs. Hopefully everything goes well. And we're going to be getting all the timing components back on, get all the covers back on so it looks like an RB again. So let's get to it. So on the previous episode we got the head back on the block, but we didn't have the right socket size. We went and picked that up today from Lowe's. It's a 3/8 inch drive, 12-point half-inch socket. You need the 3/8 inch drive because it's skinny enough to fit in these two front channels right here. It doesn't fit with the half-inch socket, so you need that skinny one. You also need a torque wrench capable of at least 80 foot-pounds. So the tightening sequence for the head is reverse of when you took it off. So you're going to start in the middle and work your way out. This is the front, so you're going to start with 1 on the exhaust side, 2 right here, and you're going to go back over here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And you're gonna wanna get them all hand tight first, and then you're gonna start torquing them down in a sequence of 3 steps. The first step is 26 foot-pounds. And then after you've gone through the row, each one of those, you're gonna go up to 52 foot-pounds. Then after that, you're gonna go on to, the final run is 80 foot-pounds. So you might need a pipe for that because it's gonna be a little difficult. So let's get started. We got them all tightened down to 26 foot-pounds. That's the first step. Let's move on to the second step of 52 foot-pounds. So I've never done this before, so this is a little bit scary for me. I've seen it online before, so hopefully everything works out. So it's getting pretty scary. I don't know what we're gonna do with 80 foot-pounds. It's giving me a heart attack already. Now that we're done with the 50s, we're gonna move on to the 80s now. Oh shit, went past it. Moment of truth. Finally done. Live to see another day. So now we're gonna move on to putting on the coil pack bracket real quick. Then we're gonna move on to putting the timing stuff back on. So this is really easy to install. It's just goes one way, 2 pieces, lines up with their respective holes, and it has 7 bolts. They're a 12mm head, so that's the only thing you're gonna need. The other holes are for the not the igniters, the coil packs, so we're not going to worry about that just yet. So we're all done with the coil pack bracket. it, let's move on to the timing stuff. We're going to start off with the bottom gear. And we're only going to need one of the covers right now, just the flat one. And you slide that on before you slide on the gear. And the gear has a dimple on this side, so you want that side facing out so you can use it for the alignment of the timing belt. Now let's move on to the pulleys. So I'm not replacing mine just yet. It looks pretty fine. It's got a little bit of rust on it, but it should be able to hold up for now. I'll upgrade it in the future once I upgrade the timing belt. So when installing this pulley, it has the spring loaded for the tensioner. So you slide it over the bolt, and it has this other threaded rod right here where you're gonna place the spring over. You'll see in a second. So if you come onto this side, you'll see that the spring rests on that rod so it can have tension. So you move the idler pulley. You don't need to tighten it down. You don't need to tighten it down just yet because you're gonna adjust it when you install the timing belt. Now the other pulley, it's very simple to install. Just has this bolt going through it. There's no spring. And the install is just as simple as that. Alright, now that that's all in, let's move on to putting the timing belt back on. And you're going to need an Allen wrench for that pulley. And the size is a 3/16. So you want to adjust it so it's as loose as possible. And then tighten it. So we need to loosen up the tensioner to have room to install the timing belt. So you just want to twist with an Allen wrench to adjust it to its loosest state. And grab 14mm socket and tighten it in place so it won't move. Then you're going to want to slide on the timing belt. The stock timing belt has marks, so you can line it up with all the marks on the gears. So it has these two on top, which you'll be lining up with these dimples and lines right here. So one on this side and one on this side. Now you're not going to have enough slack to get it on all the way, so you have to pull it to the edge. Then try to squeeze it on the bottom. So a little trick tip for installing the timing belt. So once you get it lined up on the marks, just put it on the edge so you can get each of the marks lined up. Then you should have enough slack to get it around here, and then you'll be able to just slide this part right on and just slide the rest of the belt on. Now you can see the belt's fully on. Just want to make sure all your lines mark up, the 3 lines, and then once you do that, you can tighten the tensioner right here. And I've read online you just want to have about a 1/4 inch of turn, so when you try to turn the belt right here, it'll only turn a 1/4 inch. Or if you have a belt tension gauge, that'll work also. So to tighten the tension, just gonna loosen what you tightened earlier, just a little bit. Then you can use the Allen wrench to tighten it. Alright, there we go. Looks pretty good to me. You don't want it too tight, otherwise it can snap itself. And you don't want it too loose or it'll come off. It seems to be good right there. You also want to just check, see if it's coming off the edges at all. You can push in a little bit if you have to. Once you're done with that, just grab that other gear cover. I'm just going to slide it over, just like that. And that completes the timing belt install. We're just going to install this middle timing cover real quick. It's 3 bolts and they're 8mm head, so that's all you need. So it's definitely starting to come together, slowly but surely. Be finished soon enough. Alright, now we're done with that. We're going to go ahead and put the crank pulley back on. And for this install, you're going to need your impact wrench to get it torqued down. And you don't want it to move, so impact wrench will prevent it from moving. And also, since we didn't mess with the timing, it should just be lined up correctly already. Get the hammer. I hit it in a kind of a circular pattern to even the distribution. Slowly but surely, and it's slowly going on. Alright, now we got it on. Got our impact wrench and our 27mm socket. Just gonna go ahead and bolt it on now. So now we're done with that install. We're gonna go ahead and put on the top timing cover, but we also have to put on the bracket for the cam angle sensor. So we'll do that real quick. So for the bracket, we just need the 3 bolts and a 12mm socket. So it has 2 longer bolts, so the 2 longer ones would go on the top spots right here, shorter one right there. Now we're done with that, we can get that top timing cover back on. Finally found the right bolts for the timing cover. Let's get it back on. And the bottom part, you kind of have to slide it over the bottom middle cover. So when installing the cam angle sensor, it has a little key, if you will, on the inside of this right here, so it can only be installed one way. The plug is going to be facing outwards this way, and you'll be able to adjust it later when you have to set the timing, but it should just slide into place pretty easily, or not. Like that. And it's just got 3 bolts. The heads are 10 millimeter, and you just thread them in, and that's it. Alright, so that's it for that. We'll adjust it later when we have to set the timing. So that completes the cam angle sensor install. We're finished with all the timing components now. Starting to finally come together with that signature RB look. I'm pretty happy with it so far. It's only gonna get better. Alright, so that wraps up what we're doing today. I'm pretty happy with what we got done today. We're gonna just take it step by step, make sure we get everything done properly. Next week we're gonna be getting the intake manifold, all the hoses, the oil stuff back on, as well as the exhaust manifold and turbo, if we can get to it. And we'll probably, after that, we'll get everything situated to get our test fit ready here in a couple weeks. And look forward to that, so see you soon. Peace out.